There are two kinds of people in this world. Either you're doing things you know you shouldn't, or you're not doing things you know you should. Guess what? We're both. Hi, I'm Marcy Barker, life and business coach, aka your loving kick in the pants. This podcast is here to help you become accountable with aligned action and become boss-minded while growing a business without sacrificing what matters most. Let's dive in. Welcome to the very last episode of 2025 for your loving kick in the pants. And this episode is going to be short and sweet because I just want to ask you a few questions. Moving forward in 2026, I want you to really ask yourself what you want for this year. And the reason why I want to ask this question is because New Year always comes with an opportunity to reflect. And I know we always encounter people who are like, I don't want to talk about goals. I don't do resolutions. That just doesn't work for me. And I personally think that that is rooted in failure. I think a lot of people don't do that anymore because they haven't reached the goals that they want to, or there's factors that they can't control. Because let's be real, if the first time you set goals, and it happened, like, wouldn't you do it again? I think about the first time that I set a whole long list of goals because I was a blogger and I had Blogspot, like all of my friends, and people were posting what they wanted to do for the year. And I was like, I'm going to do that too. And one time I put on my list that I wanted to learn how to play the piano. Now, I know how to play Canon and D on the piano. I played it in middle school for concerts and stuff. I taught myself how to play it with a keyboard that, taught you the numbers of the keys and stuff. But when I saw my friend write on her list that she wanted to play the piano, I was like, I do too. I want to learn how to play the piano too. And my mom knew how to play the piano. My grandma knew how to play the piano. And my mom never taught me. She had 8 children and she never taught any of her children how to play the piano. So there was this little thing inside of me that was like, yeah, that would be cool to do. And then I revisit my goals month after month after month. And then it's like, I did not reach that one. I didn't even practice. You know what? I don't even think I had access to a piano at my home. Like, I'm pretty sure that I thought I was going to go to the church and practice the piano. And recounting this story helps me remember that I probably didn't even remember the things that I did accomplish. I'm just reminded by the things that I did not accomplish. And when it comes to the new year, I think that being able to remember the good things, that takes practice. I think that the average person is able to focus on the things they failed at, but a really productive and goal-centered person, they count their small wins. They count their successes. And I've been talking about this for so long. Even before I wrote the accountability code or becoming boss-minded, counting your successes is something that I taught my clients regularly because it's so easy to get down on yourself. It is so easy to recognize what you suck at because other people don't get what they want from you and other people project their problems onto you. And then it's just really easy to be like, I'm not good at this. I suck at this. It's not going to happen. So I'm just not even going to try. I'm not even going to do it. But that is not why you listen to your loving kick in the pants, right? We are not the kind of people who are going to sit here and think about our failures and just deal with it. Like, if you're listening to this podcast, I bet that you're the kind of person who says, yeah, I kind of suck at some things, but I'm not going to behave that way forever. Like, I'm here because I want to get better. I'm here because I want to see more for myself. I'm here because I actually want things in my life. So for 2026, I want you to ask yourself, really, what is it that you want? Is it a successful business? Because if it is, there's some work to do there. Is it a successful marriage? Then there's some work to do there. Is it a good relationship with your children? Then there's some work to do there. Your loving kick in the pants is a place where you can be honest about what you want and honest about what you're not good at and honest about the things that you are doing that are going to get you there. So we're not going to take a super long time to go over this, but I do want you to spend some time reflecting on what you want for the new year. And I don't even care if you turn it into a list or a vision board or you journal it. I do not care. The whole point of this podcast today is for you to have some time to really just be honest about what you want and be honest about why you didn't accomplish maybe something you thought you would have by now. It's totally fine to be like, that didn't work out. But don't ignore the reasons why it didn't work out. You have to get deep with yourself and focus on what you want to change. Because guess what? Deciding that you want to change at the beginning of the year, it's actually a really good time to change because everybody's open to change. Everybody is open to the idea that you might just follow through with something that you want to do. That is totally fine. I'm not against that at all. I do want you to really sit with yourself though. And I just told you I don't care if you write them down. I think I do care. I do care. I think I do want you to write down what you really want, because it's a good way to get it out of your brain and on paper. And if you are having resistance to writing things down or making it known, like I was just going to say, I don't even care if you burn it. But you know what? I want you to write a list. I want you to have things next to you that's like, I said I wanted this. Does it really matter? You have to have time to ask yourself that. Hey, my beautiful people. If you're loving these episodes, you'll want the full experience. I've bundled both of my books, The Accountability Code and Becoming Boss Minded, into one powerful package. You'll get instant access to the audiobooks and ebooks so you can learn and grow anytime, anywhere. Head to bossminded.com and grab the book bundle now. It's the perfect way to stay inspired between episodes. All right, let's dive back in. It could be very small things. Like I wrote, okay, my vision board is right here. It's actually out of reach, but I can see it. My vision board, I wrote on there at the beginning of the year, I wanted to make 6 figures from speaking engagements alone, okay? When I wrote that, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, it didn't happen. I didn't even come close, okay? I did not even come close. But when I think about how much action I took towards speaking, part of it is like, yeah, there are some successes there because I did fill out some applications. I learned some more strategies on how to apply. I learned more strategies on how to see if an event is the right fit for you. And I also was really good at asking myself if this is even a good fit for me in the first place. I also had the opportunity to experience what it's like to be affected by a government shutdown. I have not had a government job. I did not think that was going to affect me, but guess what? I had a speaking engagement with a government entity cancel on me 3 days before the event. And they said, "Can you give us our money back?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to give the money back. I prepared all the slides. I was literally practicing my talk, my speech when I got the text that it was canceled." If I never wrote down that goal of making 6 figures from speaking, I wouldn't have experienced what it actually takes to attempt it. Okay, so if you write something down on your list or you look at last year's vision board and you're like, man, I really failed. I really didn't even come close. Own it. Own it, okay? There's a million things I could have done better if I really wanted to focus on that goal. But through the process, I've learned like I take on a lot and there's probably a lot I agree to. And I will tell you, like one of my weaknesses, you guys, I love hosting events. I love getting people together. I love creating community. But I can tell you that I have, in this last year, I have done one too many events that weren't really productive in terms of the bottom line for my business. And I just have to be honest with myself about that. And I have to take some time to say, am I going to do that again? Or is there something that I want more for myself in this year? So you're not a failure. Like for trying, you're not a failure. But it is 100% okay to be like, I dropped the ball on that one. Or I didn't put the time in, or I didn't invest, or I didn't care enough, or I allowed myself to get distracted. I have had a couple of clients who feel bad when they don't do their commitment items, or they feel like they disappointed me. And I tell them this all the time. You cannot disappoint me more than you disappoint yourself. And I'm sure you listening to this can relate to that because we are our best, worst critic. So if you're listening to this, you're loving Kick in the Pants. This is just, we're ending out the year with honesty. And the best part about that is that you are going to pull out the best successes that you accomplished this year. And you're going to be completely radically honest about where you dropped the ball so that you can be more aligned moving forward. I'm not saying that I have to go out and crush 6 figures from speaking engagements now just to spite myself, like let me prove myself wrong. It's like, no, I don't have to do that. But I do need to recognize why that went on my vision board in the first place. Is it aligned? Is it something that I really wanted anyway? Or was it like playing the piano where I thought it was a good idea, but it's like, I'm not even there yet. And do I really want to travel away from my family as much as I have in the past? Like, you have to do these things and then write it down again and say, okay, well, if I really wanted that, here are the things that I need to be more clear about, or here's the places I need to invest in, or here's the things I need to say no to in order for that to happen. So that's all we're going to do today. Your loving kick in the pants. I want you to just take some time. I do want you to write down what you accomplished this last year. I want you to compare it to any documentation that you took. If you made any posts on social media about your goals, your reading list, whatever it is, take a look at it and just honestly evaluate yourself. Because that right there, being honest and asking yourself to take a good look at yourself, like that's a success right there. And when you write down the things and you look at where you dropped the ball, you get to decide if that's something that you want to improve as a person, or if that's something that you're like, that's just not a part of me. It's not aligned anymore. I'm going to bless and release it. And that's it. So I know this is not all like touchy and feely, but I will tell you that you probably got out of this podcast exactly what you wanted. Exactly what you're looking for. If you need to be the hype girl and you're like, yes, I accomplished this and this and this and this, perfectly fine. But if you listen to this and you're like, man, I really did not do a lot of what I wanted to, that is perfectly fine, because sitting with those emotions is the best thing you can do to increase your accountability. So that's all. I do want to tell you, next week I have one of my clients on. We're talking about marketing, and we're talking about how where she is right now, she did not even believe that she would be there a year ago when we met and started working together. But we're talking about marketing and how you can repeat these really awesome marketing strategies in your business, and you can repeat them over and over and over again, and they will work. So stay tuned. Tune in next year. 2026. We're going to officially kick off season 8 of Your Loving Kick in the Pants, and I'm just so glad you're here. And as always, I probably say this in my intro or my outro, but go to bossminded.com and select a podcast topic, because that'll be a really fun way for you to stay connected to your goals. And honestly, for me, it's like free coaching for you, because if you submit something, then I'm more than happy to dive into it for you and allow other people, other listeners to benefit from it as well. So I hope you had a fantastic year. And I hope that 2026 is even better for you. And I love you. And I will see you next week for another episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants. Thanks for tuning in, friend. If this episode gave you value, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with someone in your circle who's ready to wake up, show up, and grow their business without sacrificing what matters most. When you do, you're not just helping them. You're building your network of like-minded leaders. And I'll say this plainly, leaving a kind review matters more than you know. It helps more people find the show, and it keeps the momentum going. So pause for a moment and please drop that review. Lastly, if there's a topic you want me to cover, I want to hear from you. Reach out, because this podcast is for you and I'm here to serve. Until next time, stay boss-minded.